Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Ghosts of Mississippi. And this movie came out in 1996, and it's directed by Rob Reiner, another movie that he made. And it was one of the ones that I haven't seen yet, and I was curious to check it out. And with one of these being one of the ones that was leaving Netflix soon, I decided to watch it before it's no longer on Netflix, or at least for who knows how long. And I'll say this much about it: it was better than rumor has it, but unfortunately, it was just not really for me. I liked the performances, and the characters were somewhat likable at times, and the movie didn't look bad overall. And one thing that I've started to appreciate about Rob Reiner is that he does his best to adapt to different genres and not to just try to do the same thing over and over again. And I can appreciate that about his career and what he tries to put into his movies. And that's something that I do have respect for. And even if it doesn't come across as like anything great, like I can definitely say that he tried to do something interesting and make a compelling narrative for me. But unfortunately, with it being a courtroom drama, and I'm starting to discover this about myself, is that courtroom dramas aren't really my thing. I just don't really find them all that interesting. Like A Few Good Men, that's probably one of the reasons why I didn't connect with that movie too well. And I'm kind of hesitant to rewatch it because I know that with it being a courtroom drama, that's probably going to be one of the reasons why I don't really care for it. It's just not my kind of thing. But I'll check it out again at some point, probably. And with this one, it was just fine, inoffensive, and there were some choices towards the beginning that I felt it could have been improved upon. And there was one choice in terms of showing a certain character, and I felt as though it would have been more effective if they didn't show that. In fact, anything that was shown in the year 1963 that was taking place in this story could have been cut because I felt as though it would have made it more effective and also helped out with the pacing. And sure, that would have been only like 10 minutes, but still, I feel as though that would have helped this movie out more if that portion of the film wasn't in there. And there were some really weird choices in this movie, like the main character having like a family, and they don't really add anything to the story at all. There's also a forced romance in the movie that they just throw in there, and I get to that this movie is based on a true story, but at the same time, you should do one of two things. Either A, develop all of these things to make them interesting or have me care about them, or B, cut them out so you can have good pacing and just like imply all this stuff that's gone over the course of however much time this is going over. And I just found there to be plenty of pointless scenes, and I also was struggling to pay attention to this movie for half of it at least. And with it being on Netflix, I did watch it at 1.5 times speed because I just didn't really feel as though there was going to be much of anything to engage me, and I was correct. There was not much of anything that really latched itself onto me. And the only thing that I can really mention about this movie that I haven't said yet is that it does feel like a movie from the 90s. Like, I don't mind films from that era. Like, from the tone, the story, and even the look of it, it feels like a 90s movie. That's something that I kind of like, but other than that, there just wasn't really anything for me to take away from this film, and I was just wanting to watch something else. Like I would much rather rewatch This Is Spinal Tap because I haven't seen that in a while, but I remember enjoying. And Princess Bride, Misery, When Harry Met Sally, The American President, all movies that I think are much better than this, and are films that I can easily come back to. So overall, not a terrible movie, but it was just not really my thing, unfortunately. And I don't really have too much to say about it. It was kind of just a film that was inoffensive, did what it wanted to, and came across as fine to me, if that makes sense. And There's some aspects that I felt worked against the film, but overall, I don't think that the average person who checks this movie out will be super disappointed, and it wasn't a chore to sit through. It was just kind of dull at times. So with all that being said, I'm going to give Ghosts of Mississippi a 5 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of Ghosts of Mississippi, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Alex and Emma. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.